So hi, this is Mark from Skywagon University, and we do this series of a couple hundred videos we've got on this channel of different types, planes, models, years, changes, differences between them all. And when we get something in that's a bit different, a bit interesting, we do a specific video on it. And we're going to look at this one today, and I don't know much about it, so we're going to learn about it as we go around it. But it's a 2001 Wag Aero Acro Cub, I think. So follow me around, and if you know any more about it than I'm telling you, or I get something wrong, comment, because I want to know what this is in detail. So it's a 2001 Wag Aero Acro Cub, which that is what I think it is. So I've been looking on the internet. I took it in on trade, and it's literally, it's got 160 hours total time, airframe, engine, everything, since new. And it's 160 horsepower, so it's almost like a new plane. But I've been looking online at Wag Aero Acro Cubs and Googling them and trying to find out exactly the details. There's all different kinds that can be built by different people with different opinions, with different engines and different wings. So there's going to be viewers out there that know more about this than me, a lot more. And I welcome any advice about what it is and the, which engine and which model and all the stuff about this plane. But what we'll do together is look around it and kind of discover it and show you all the things about it. So the basic overview that I've caught up with so far is that it's a sort of aerobatic J3 solo from the back fun sport plane. But let's have a close look at some of the details. Okay, do you want to get my last screw and then...
We're not turning off the recordings.
Okay. Self-opener. It's new, everything's tight. Okay, under the hood, it's just got 7 quarter-turners, Zeus's, to get into the engine. And this is a Lycoming 0320, so it's 160 horsepower, fixed pitch, direct drive, good old 172 engine, basically, with 160 hours since factory new on it. Very conventional every way. The oil filter, the dipstick, everything is where you'd expect it to be on a 160 horse Lycoming. That would be in all the little Cherokees, all the 172s, and so many other planes. So it's an incredibly reliable option for an engine. And the end number is 320 AK. 320 is the engine, 320. AK is the guy who built it, Andrew somebody. We'll look on the data plate. But that's the engine. Aerobatic. We'll just close her up. Okay, so moving around, I've seen these on the internet with their engines exposed, like in a J3, and I don't know if it's this kind where you can or can't, but this is completely covered, like in a Super Cub. The gear legs are fabric in between, just like on a Super Cub, with bungees. Here are the 4 exhaust pipes coming out of the 4 cylinders. Very simple, just 4 pipes straight out. Air filter behind there. Fixed pitch prop, just like on a 172. This is all metal. That's fiberglass, metal. And then coming around here, it's new. Everything's very sort of crisp. Weirdly, this looks like a dent, but both sides are identical, and it's just where the metal fares into the flatness of the fuselage. And metal. All this is metal. So is that. The fabric starts there and goes back, and the fabric's on the wings. And the wings are short. You can see it's a clip wing. It's like a clip wing Cub would be. And it's all, very conventional sort of paper. Wag Aero had a lot of paper parts. Pitot tube, normal, not heated. And then moving around to the wingtip, very traditional rounded Cub-like wingtip. And then we'll reposition for a picture of the aileron, because it's important. So around the back of the wing, obviously it's a shorter wing, you can see it. The aileron ends here. So if it had a flap, it'd be 18 inches long. So no flaps, very big ailerons, very responsive, big long ailerons, because it's aerobatic, so that'll help with roll. and a shorter wing means less flap. So if this was like a Super Cub or a J3, the wing would be like 4 feet longer, and the split would be about here, and the flap would be obviously inboard, so no flap. So if you want to adjust altitude on final, you got to slip it, which is exactly what these planes are meant for. Very, very Cub-like fuselage tail assembly, and is that a jack screw? Just going to find out if that's a jack screw. No, it isn't. Okay, so a Super Cub would have a jack screw in the front to move the whole horizontal, and your trim tab would be your elevator. This has a trim tab, so the trim is conventional adjustable trim on a fixed horizontal stabilizer, because that would be able to do that if this was a Cub. And see how it's got 2 flying wires here, and underneath 2 very rigid bars for support. It seems like over designed, but you'll see inside the tubular steel frame that's inside it is also like this because it's aerobatic. So let's walk around there and have a look. This is fabric. This is from there, from the fuselage, from the windows back. It's very Cub-like. Little tail wheel on a long stinger. Very responsive to taxi too. When I was taxiing it, the rudder, you don't need to use any brake to steer it. It'll steer very easily on the rudder. It's kind of nimble. So let's carry on around and find out more about this. Any suggestions people have got, make sure you comment and let me know more about this than I know about it. Okay, Cub people are always asking empty weight, gross weight. This has an empty weight of 978 pounds, and the gross weight is 1,528 pounds. So that means its useful load is 550 pounds. So that's pretty impressive for a little plane like this, and you solo it from the back. This wing is going to be very much like that other wing, so let's have a look inside it. So Cub-like in so many ways. If you want to fly with just the bottom closed, there it is. If you want to fly with the whole thing closed, there's a little release there, and this has to go inside, so you've got to open this, and it's actually easier if you're in the plane. And these two go together, and then you close the latch on the inside. So that is exactly what a Cub does. And they can be flown window open all the time, like that, if you want. Notice the tubes everywhere, tubes. 4 of them in the front. All down the side. There'll be a picture superimposed to show you in the fuselage. A double cross brace overhead. A metal, there's a fabric underneath the rear seat, but where your feet are is metal with foot plates, and in the front, metal with foot plates. Some of them have fabric floors behind the foot plates, and if you do that, sometimes you can put your foot through the fabric, which is expensive. 2 throttles, of course, solo from the back, and the mixture and the carb heat are a little bit awkward for the front, but reachable from the back. There's 1 of them, so you just reach forward and get the mixture, and obviously you can see everything. It's kind of nose high. When you taxi, you have to do this a little bit, or just lean out and look down the side. Header tank, and then main fuel tanks in the wings, and it has a fuel selector on both sides, one there, and it's got fuel on, fuel off down here too for the header. So some numbers, some fuel capacities and things. It's got 2 main tanks in the wings, and they hold 10 each. And there's a visible sight on the wing root in the fuselage inside when you look up at them to see them, 10 each there. And then there's 7 more in the header tank, which is probably what it would use if it was being aerobatic. So it's 27 gallons, and an O320 typically burns 7, 8. So you got 2.5 hours range. It does about 100 miles an hour, maybe a bit faster, about 100 miles an hour, so you could go a couple 100 miles. Have some fun locally in it, do a bit of backcountry in it, put some bigger tires on it. It's already very nose high when you, actually when you put the power to it and the tail comes up, it's straight and you can see very easily. So the landings, unless you're 3-pointing it from right at the beginning, the landings is very good forward visibility until the last minute when you put the tail down, and then it's like a big nose long tail dragger where you just look out both sides for the final little bit, but you're only doing 30 at that point. So it's a kind of fun little practical modern J3. And if you bought a fully restored J3 with a 65 horse and a hand prop, a Hemingway starter — the Hemingway is the farewell to arms, old joke. If you bought a restored J3, it would cost you like 50 grand for a little 65 horse with no electric start. This plane is a 2001 with 160 hours on it since new on everything, complete logs, no damage, electric start, and it's 69 grand for a plane that's like 60 years newer than a J3 with a bigger engine that's fully aerobatic. So it's like, I took it in on trade. I don't know much about it, but it seems to be an excellent and fun plane for somebody who kind of wants a J3 but wants a bit more capability, because you could go into the backcountry of Idaho in this and have some fun in it, whereas a J3 you'd be a bit restricted because you'd be 100 horsepower less. So we had a look at this 2001 Acro Cub, and it's like a new plane. It's very, very nice, fun, solo from the rear, Taildragger with 160 horsepower Lycoming in it. And we went over some of the details. I'm not going to fly it because it's not insured, so we're just going to look at it the way we did. And this is a series of videos we do on different models and types, so if you like them, there are 200 other videos on this channel of different kinds of planes. Please subscribe and like and click the notification bell, because it means we have more viewers, and more viewers means we can do more of these videos, because YouTube gives us a couple of bucks. And also, running parallel to this is also the new channel, which has actually got an episode on it from last Sunday. This is late November. There's an episode on Plane Crazy Life YouTube channel. And it's about we went and bought a 414, and we went up to a hangar in Chico, and there was some Star Wars memorabilia on it. And it's a new channel I'm going to be doing every Sunday night at 7 o'clock. There'll be a new episode. And the next one is the repossessing of a T-28 with Mike Kennedy, which is going to be up there in a few days. So if you like that one too, subscribe to it and view it and comment on it, because that one is expensive for us to make, and anybody who subscribes really helps us out. So thanks a lot for watching, and see you on the next plane. That's how you taxi when you can't see over the front.